every day.
Yeah, I see horses from time to time.
I see deer every morning.
Yeah. Earlier this week, I was sitting out here and had all my cats out in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at them, looking at all the cats, and I kept going because I had a weird burp like early in the morning, and then I said, "I'm burping up my biscuit," and kept looking in their face. "I'm burping up my biscuit." I said, "I'm burping up my biscuit." I said, "I'm burping up my biscuit." Hey everybody, welcome to Grown Man Record Night. We appreciate you spending your Friday damn night with us.
Congratulations
this evening
for spending your Friday.
Congratulations, Astros, Mr. Astro hat.
That's right.
But you're not an Astro fan.
No, my brother lives in Houston, so.
But you got an Astro ball cap.
Yeah, I bought this because it's cheap.
Ball cap.
Good series though, wasn't it?
Good series, good time. You know, everybody loves baseball. Well, not everybody. Doesn't score high in the urban crowd. Baseball doesn't.
I guess. I don't know. But, you know, people are going to start flocking to baseball now that football's so dangerous. So I don't think baseball's going to see a resurgence in the next 10 years.
That could be a good point. That could be a good point, Jay. Speaking of Jay had his old 40th birthday this week.
Big 4
Yep. What day was it?
Yesterday.
During the week? Yesterday?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
They're 78.
So,
77. You're 77?
Yeah, 2017 I turned 40 yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, that's true. I'm a 77 guy.
I know, you're what, July?
January.
That's what I mean. That's what I said.
What's a big record albums come out that year? What do you think?
77?
Yeah.
Probably.
I think first thing I think of is a psycho killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
What's that?
Talking Heads.
Oh, 1977.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure Kiss put some stuff out. And put something out in 77.
We did a 77 thing on my birthday one year.
It's like Destroyer. No, Destroyer was like 70. Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
Van Halen made their debut in 78. I'm
Yeah.
just speaking of my favorite bands.
Yeah. Hey, special shout out to our good buddy Don, man. He's up in the hospital, up in New York.
Get well.
New
Don.
York. I went at the hospitals. They give you a nice pastrami sandwich. Forget about it, New York.
Yeah. Don't let the mob get you in the hospital.
I'll go down and get one of those sandwiches I like.
That's all. That's what I associate New York with, the mob and sandwiches.
New York sandwich. He's got good Wi-Fi in the hospital, he says.
Okay, awesome.
And we wish him a speedy recovery and a nice
Hospitals are
nice
hot
time.
tech
Have a
now.
good time while we up there.
By the way,
That's a Trump thing. Have a good time. You're in the hospital. Have a good time.
By the way, is that a Trump thing?
When he was in Puerto Rico, he was handing out stuff and said, "Have a good time." He told somebody to have.
Okay. He's
No-
a nice guy. I like
No
him.
political anything anywhere, but he told somebody during a hurricane to have a good time. I'm just saying.
I'd probably say the same.
That's funny. That's good. It's good comedy.
I realized
You
yesterday.
hear how my voice gets on there, Jake? That's good comedy.
I did realize yesterday that I share a birthday with the late Keith Emerson.
Oh, okay.
We're born on the same day.
Yeah.
He's a little older.
He hosted Scrabble on NBC in the 80s? No, it's Chuck Woolery. Who am I thinking of?
Keith Emerson from Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he make those TVs?
The ones that
Real. The leak. I've been having this leaking TV conversation with several people. Did we talk about that on the show? The leaking TVs? The Colby?
No.
Did we,
No, I think we were watching wrestling.
talking about people that stand in line on Black Friday? Yeah, it's like, it's a nice 60-inch TV for $300, but it's going to leak all over your carpet. It makes me laugh. I don't know why. Cause I like laughing.
And also the late Henry Winkler and myself share a birthday as well.
Hey.
I don't know what's cool.
Hey!
Yeah.
Another shout out, man. New cat hanging out on the stream. Chris from Wisconsin, man. We appreciate the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Turned on for Metal Theologian. We appreciate the shit out of that mug for spreading the word and get some people, some like-minded folks to jump on here and check us out. And, man, that's cool.
Metal Theologian should put up a new cooking video.
Oh, I like the spam video. Here's a little trick.
I don't like spam, but
get out of here. But anyway, no, listen. That video inspired me to make a little sort of a cooking video that I've had recorded and on the back B for several weeks now.
You just pretty recently. I didn't know you did.
What I need to do is like kind of drop. It's
breaking news.
No. It's a variation of a chip chat thing I did like on a Saturday night. A little quick video I did in the kitchen.
You cooking tacos?
No, something I do with French apostrophes, or you may know them as French fries. I use the apostrophe to abbreviate it to make it a little quicker.
Sure.
Because life comes at you fast, and I like to zip through things. Zip, 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 zip. So I don't have time for French fries. I got French apostrophe.
Right.
I feel like that's a quicker way of describing what I want to go with fast food orders.
Sure.
French apostrophes. So yeah, man. Cool new people checking us out.
Awesome.
Appreciate the folks for spreading the word. Hadn't seen Mel Theologian on in a while, but I'm sure he's watching on the YouTubes.
Hopefully.
I'm sure he's watching.
Comment and like, right? Isn't that what they say? Tell them to comment.
Comment, like, and subscribe.
That's right.
Spread the word. I want to do this for a living, so make me a YouTube millionaire.
I always thought that was kind of like, I always felt kind of weird though, saying, like in a sentence, like, King Diamond, did you go on his Facebook page and like it? You need to go and like his page. I always feel weird.
Yeah, that's like saying,
I
hey,
mean, that's not King Diamond.
hey man, there's a lot of empty space up front. You guys come down front. We're a good band. We're doing a good show. Come on down front.
Or church. That's a church. Church group singing thing all the way.
I have literally told people I'm playing in bands with, and they're like, "Hey, you guys come on down front." I'm like, "Hey, shut up. You play good music, and people will come down front. If you suck, they'll stay in the back and smoke cigarettes."
Yeah, but I don't like to go down front. I mean, if it's a band I really know about. Yeah. Anyway, so what did you do for Halloween? Anything exciting?
Halloween, I worked that night, and that was the night of the tragedy in New York. Thoughts and prayers.
Which I didn't hear about that till like.
Go out to all the families and people affected from the horrific events that happened in Manhattan earlier this week.
I heard about that. I heard about that this afternoon. It's
yeah, you're real plugged in, Jay. You're a worldly man.
I seriously though didn't hear about it till the day after it happened.
But you probably saw that
Nesta. Mom.
Yes, honey?
You know when we were talking yesterday?
Yes, we were.
You know about periods?
Yes, what about periods?
Do you have periods?
Yes. All women have periods.
What's this from? You ever found out? I'm sorry.
I mean, from?
Could they hear us talking?
What? No.
Oh.
Nobody hears anything. But yeah, hey, check it out. There's a
Well, no, your Halloween though. What? So tell me about this thing you went to for Halloween though. You're telling about.
Oh, church.
Yeah.
I went to a church event to cover, and to put it on the news program.
Yeah.
And it was a big church, more mega church, in a big mega church parking lot, and they had like the trunk or treat thing. Which I'm not. People go to trunk or treats because they're afraid of their neighbors, and I'm completely opposed to that. I think that's absolute horseshit. And you know what? You might have some creepy neighbors, but you know what you have to do? You have to go out and interact with them, and then these guys are cool. Those guys are cool.
Oh, yeah.
That guy is an asshole. And now you know what to do from that year forward.
Sure.
But you can't just be like, oh, I'm afraid of my neighbors. I got to go to my church to do trick or treat. I think it's stupid. That's stupid.
Well, people like that live in a bubble.
You living in a bubble. But anyway, this place, they had the trunk or treat thing going on. And they also had like bouncy castles and little rock climbing things and little slides and junk for kids. And then they had all these vendors, like food vendors. And I don't want to say vendor, but they had like a chicken stew and chili and barbecue and hot dogs and different shit like that and desserts and stuff. All of it was free.
Oh, wow.
The event was free. The food was free. You could go around and get food from every single vendor if you wanted to and circle back around and do it 3-4 more times.
That's awesome.
Doesn't matter. It was crazy.
That's a dream. That's a good,
Yay!
That's a good dream.
Pulling on the door.
It's a good dream.
I think they're pulling on the door.
Do I need to go hurt something? No, I wouldn't hurt.
Cats are trying to get out the door. That door should be shut while we're
That's
doing the
really
show.
cool though.
Yeah, it was a good show, a good time.
Yeah.
But I got pulled away because of the tragedy. Went and interviewed an ex-FBI guy who happened to be the sheriff of the county. Anyway, ended up being not that kind of stuff. But you know what is cool stuff? It's a record. I was actually in. We're in the middle of North Carolina. For folks who don't know, the Triad region of North Carolina. There's a town that's one of the barbecue capitals of the world, Lexington, North Carolina.
Right.
I was there earlier this week, and I was reminded that there used to be a really dope record store over there, Crossroads Records.
Yeah, in downtown.
In downtown Lexington.
Yep.
It's gone now.
It's been gone.
It's been gone
a year
a
or
while.
so. I would say.
But one of the big things, I got some great records from there. Scored some great Bo Diddley stuff from there. He carried like vintage like guitar stuff too, and some reel-to-reel stuff.
Very decent prices.
Decent prices too. So I got some good jazz stuff from there. I got some good rock, classic rock stuff. And there's one thing I passed on.
Psych too.
It was a good psych stuff. Had a it was a chunk of money, so I was like, eh. And plus I was buying so much other stuff. But it's also a record I've never seen used around here again ever. At any particular time, I've never seen it. And that's Muddy Waters Electric Mud. I want to say he had like it must have been a pseudo OG copy, and it was like $15, $16.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, you know what? I've got this other stack of records over here, so I can either get this record or I can get this whole stack kind of thing. And
this is a special store.
And so I just didn't buy it. I didn't buy Electric Mud, and I've never seen it again. But I did see this week.
There's your boy.
Oh, Dean Martin. We're watching Cannonball Run over here on the in the Atari alcove. This they're going to re-release Electric Mud. One of the most important records in the development of electric blues. It's come from '68. They got a new vinyl reissue coming out. Third Man is going to do it. You know, Jack White's company.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be really cool. I don't know when exactly. Let's see if I can get a date on this thing here. Released on the 17th of November, so coming up, like for real. And there's a pre-order available at Third Man.
I might ask for that for my birthday next year.
Oh, but it's going to be. I mean, that's a record.
No, so it's a re-release of the record. It's not
Yeah, which is, I guess it's been, there's been not been very many pressings to seek after. Which is probably why I've never seen it other than that time.
Sure.
And that was one of those things I was like, oh, I'll see it some other time. And I hadn't. In all the places I go and all the stuff I do, I've seen Electric Mud one time. There was probably a couple of record shows I probably could have sought it out and been like, found it, But
there was a record show last weekend, by the way.
Was it last weekend?
I think so.
In Clemens?
Yeah.
Chris from Dixieland Farm let me know about one, and I can't remember what it was.
Or maybe it's tomorrow. I think it was last weekend. But that's always a good show for you vinyl people if you're ever in
Clemens North. We got a good show.
Winston-Salem, Clemens, whatever. And
yeah,
they have about every 6 months, I think they do it.
Maybe a little more often than that, but maybe every 3 months.
Yeah, and they rent out like a ballroom type deal of a hotel and have it in there. And if there's something on your list, you can probably find it there.
That's what I call. Sometimes I have a pair of pants I call my castle pants.
Yeah.
And somebody's like, why do you call them your castle pants? I was like, because it's got a lot of ballroom.
Oh, I just got that. Cost the ball, yeah, cost the hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. I mean,
that's the joke, Jay.
Yeah, but you can get about anything you want there. It's a good place. People come from all over the south.
They go all over.
Set up there. Yeah. So. It's my little spiel.
You know something else? You ever seen this album? It's Joe Henderson. You familiar with Joe Henderson?
I can't say that I am.
I'm a big jazz guy, obviously, if you guys know shit about anything about me. But I don't really know this record here.
Sorry.
But apparently this is another one that's, you know, not one you can find very often. It's Joe Henderson and Alice Coltrane. This is a 73 LP that's pretty rare. It's called The Elements. It's going to be reissued for the first time.
Okay.
Tenor saxophone Joe Henderson is on this mug. It's got some crazy mix of like funk, soul, psych, Latin, Indian, beyond. So it's, you know, it's got Alice Coltrane on there as well.
Okay.
Let's see who else. Charlie Hayden's on bass. Michael White on violin. Kenneth Nash on percussion.
I like
Percussion. So this is a pretty unique album that you can't really find very often.
So re-release it.
Going to be re-releasing it. So for you jazz heads out here that like jazz that kind of venture out into the nether regions, if you will, that's coming up. Let's see if I can get a date on this.
I wonder what percentage of the DC are big jazz guys.
You know, it's funny, a lot of the, you know, it's fun, and there's something I'm going to talk about in Dig of the Week, and not to give anything away, but found a CD of a band that's like a VC, like, stalwart. And I'm going to talk about what I think about it. I don't want to give it away. I don't like it. All right, I'm not giving it away. I don't like it.
Call it the Beatles' White Album? You know,
Okay,
that's the one you're talking about?
Get out of here, Jay.
That's when you're talking about you don't like it.
Get out of here. Get out of here. No, if you said that about like in the Court of the Crimson King, the VC would explode. Or one of the early Genesis records. Man.
Can I say something?
Get on with it, Jay. No, get on with it.
No.
You gonna talk shit about Derek Higgins? Is that what you're doing? No, we're not gonna do that. We like Derek.
Does he watch the show?
No.
Okay.
We're not cool enough for Derek to watch us.
Well, I'm actually friends with this guy on Facebook.
Derek?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like friends.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I went back and YouTube him because I know he's a musician. Obviously put stuff out there.
Does some good stuff.
And
some of his albums are terrific.
I saw a local news. I guess he's from what, Omaha?
Omaha,
Yeah.
Nebraska. That's right.
The station there a few years back did a,
Look at that band. Sorry.
did a little snippet on him, and I watched that.
That's pretty cool. Is that what you were saying? You really going to talk about Derek? And I just pulled that out of my ass about
No,
Derek.
I just talked about you said that.
I'm sorry.
Because I watched a couple weeks ago. I watched that.
You going to say something about something? Maybe we're going to talk shit about something.
Oh no.
No.
Well, I was going to talk shit, but people won't like it. Not being a big fan of.
What?
Like, seeing like in Palmer stuff. No, King Crimson. I mean,
King Crimson? You don't like King Crimson?
Well, no, but I don't really get like that album. Like
Court of the Crimson King?
Yeah, it's not like that seminal to me.
It's nothing I grew up with.
No. Oh, no.
Now, there's things to be nostalgic for, and then there's things to be like, whoa, that's a killer album. That's a killer album. You don't think it's a killer album?
It's a good album.
All right.
I don't know.
VC's going.
No, it's not. I only own one King Crimson. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. Here on Growing Man Record Night, November 3rd, 2017.
Don't ask me, bro.
I like the 80s Genesis better than I like the old prog Genesis.
Okay.
All right? I'm going to put that out there.
I mean,
come get it.
Invisible Touch is hard to do. I mean, come on. Well, we've talked about that on the show, but
I mean, the early. I like the 80s Phil Collins driven Genesis,
Yeah. It's good music. More than
one of the most successful artists in the history of music.
The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Trespass.
Phil Collins, man.
Selling England by the Pound.
Oh, these are albums. I know what you're talking about for a second.
Its essence was not race nor religion.
I've got that. The early live one. Which one was that?
Three Sides Live?
No, the early live one is good. It's like a very proggy early live one with Peter Gabriel.
Oh, look right there. It's probably right there. I'm drawing a blank.
That one's not bad.
not bad.
I'm not. I know you and Steve are really, or Steve especially.
We got some. Chris is saying that Court of the Crimson King is way overrated. Blue Crimson is superior. So that would be the '80s stuff. Oh, you're talking about Genesis.
Well, yeah, I mean, like Steve rags on USA. I got that. And that's not a bad record.
No, I rag on USA.
Oh, you do. I knew somebody
I think
didn't like it.
the sound is
I think
terrible.
that's a good record. I've got that.
It's live.
But it's an older. No, I mean, it's a more newer of their catalog, right?
It's too toppy for me, right? Much too toppy.
But
They should have rolled some of the high end out of there. It's much too toppy.
and I know, like Steve's listened to prog for many years. Obviously.
I mean, I love.
And Steve has a very.
I mean, my favorite Crimson album is probably Red, #1.
I do like that.
Three of a Perfect Pair. This is later too. Discipline is up there as well.
What's
That's
the
also
80s
later.
sounding that they did?
Beat,
Was that what was the 80s one
Beat,
they
Discipline. Three of a
was
Perfect Pair.
very-
Getting there.
Yeah. Some of that older stuff was good too.
I mean, I think the older stuff is much more theatrical.
When I say older, I
and-
mean like I say older, I mean older in years.
Court of the Crimson King is what, 68, 69? 7? Hey Jay, you know what I'm doing over here? I'm bumping up my basket! I said I'm bumping up my basket!
No, but I do totally respect it.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm not bashing.
And that's
I'm
what
just
we'll
saying,
talk about when I pull out this CD. I'm not gonna pull it out.
I'm not bashing it by any means. I'm
It's
just
a band
saying.
that I was like, oh, that's some great songwriters. I don't want to listen to this.
What are you talking about?
This,
CD?
because that's where this came from. It's a band that the VC loves, that I'm just like, oh yeah, they're great songwriters.
nothing.
I don't want to listen to this.
I knew one thing about them, but nothing else.
What else was I want to talk about?
I don't know. You tell me. Any other vinyl related news for the
There is. I know not everybody here is big hip hop fans or whatever, but I'm selective with my hip hop, but I do like my hip hop. And the band back in the day, I was into these guys in the '90s, the Far Side. You guys remember the Far Side? They did some great. They even toured with Korn back in the day.
Okay.
The Envelope is a big fan of the Far Side. I mean, have you seen them live?
Right.
But they're coming out celebrating 25 years since the big Far Side Bizarre Ride 2 dropped.
It's hip hop, right?
It's in the vein of De La Soul, Diggable Planets, that kind of stuff. Yeah. But this remastered deal that's coming out on gold and blue double LP. It's part of a box set that also includes 3 12-inch singles.
Okay.
It's dropping the 17th of November via Craft Recordings.
Very cool.
Should be pretty neat, man. These guys have really done. It's like kind of backpack hip hop in a way, like kind of organic and people that are. It's hip hop for people. No, I don't want to say that.
Backpack hip hop is that what you
Yeah,
call it?
there's some people that like these albums that are not necessarily into other hip hop. However you want to take that.
I get.
Did you hear about this the rarest Beatles album ever?
Well, I had always heard about the rarest Beatles album.
So
talking about one single record, or
this is going to be
a cover?
John Lennon's personal copy of the Beatles band Butcher
wow.
cover is going up to expected to fetch more than $200,000 at an auction in Texas. And I saw this from Zeke the Geek's
That's crazy, man.
little post here, and this is his personal copy. It's got a little thing up there, to something or other. It says John Lennon on it. Expect to fetch $200,000.
It's pretty crazy.
That's nuts, man.
So it's going on auction, I guess.
November 11th in Dallas, Texas. His
Wow.
personal copy, and sports one of his illustrations on the back with a man and a shovel and a dog in front of a setting sun.
Too bad I'll be out of town that weekend.
Oh, there's that's the I should bring this up. This is the image that he drew.
Oh, okay. So it makes it a lot more special.
On the back has this image that he drew on this deal here.
Yeah, well, that certainly makes it a lot more special if something like that's on it.
All right, hang on.
That'd probably-
Yeah, that's the drawing that's on the back of it, I guess.
That would probably like double the value, just that, you know.
Well, I mean, 200,000. I mean, shit to hell.
No, I'm talking about
No.
100,000 would be
Huh?
probably somebody paid just for his drawing, you know? Or
Yeah,
something like that.
that's nuts. But you know, it'll be interesting to see what that fetches. That's what the kids say.
Can I
right?
say something about the Beatles?
What?
No, I'm just
Come
I'm
on,
just
Jay.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Too much.
Oh,
All over it.
yeah. That's cool. I don't know. Is that a lot for a record? $200,000?
Probably so. That's a little more than I want to spend on stuff.
No, I mean, but like, how far off is that off the previous record? Do you have any idea?
You can get a good butcher cover, 800 to 1,000.
There's a store. You know, there's a store in Clemens that has one.
No. Really? Oh, you did tell me that.
Yeah, it's torn, like,
Rip torn.
you know, they get water damage and it kind of peel. You know, like a corner of it peel, like. Couple
So it's
inches.
not been peeled, but it's kind of damaged.
No, it's been peeled, and then it looks like it'd been sitting in water. You know, the cover gets all wrinkly, you
Yeah.
know, and the top layer can peel off into like cardboard. It was like half that,
Wow.
and it was still like a couple $100, I think.
Wow.
So,
Be cool to have, man.
yeah, I mean, or you could just go on eBay and just buy a 12 by 12 print of it and frame it. You know,
Yeah.
for like a lot
Yeah.
less.
I mean, it's totally a collector-y thing. All right, well, that wraps up the stuff that's in the news this week, vinyl related we wanted to get to. That means it's time to talk about the,
Oh, that's a long show.
no, man. Talk about the shit that we played this week, a little program show. Looking for the
You have
graphic.
a song for playing what we played?
A song for what we played?
Yeah, you need like a
I got a graphic
you
that
know,
I
jingle in there.
that I can't find.
It's what we played.
Do you see the what we played graphic?
It's all right.
No, it's not. If Beav and Gilbert say they want to be on TV, then I got to put Beav and the Gilbert on.
Right on, dog.
So, you know, of course, I'm notorious for leaving records on the table and shit like that. And the one that was left on the table from last time we got together was
it was last Friday night, wasn't it?
this 180 gram reissue on, who did this?
Nirvana.
You know what, Org Music? This reissue is Incesticide that I played first tonight. It comes on this like puke green vinyl. You can pull it up if you
I
want.
didn't see all that.
You didn't see the vinyl?
Didn't see that baloney.
But it's you know,
I'd see that.
I love this this album. Of course,
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. When did this come out? 92 or something like that?
it's the sessions of Incesticide and some Bleach stuff on there, right?
Never mind, you mean?
Yeah, never. What I say?
Incesticide.
Yeah.
What? So this has been like 93 probably it came out, something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't own this record. We were talking.
You don't even have it on CD or
I don't
nothing.
even have it on CD or cassette or anything.
Mm.
No, I
Have
can't-
you ever?
No.
Really?
Never. I used to
Not a
listen to
dub or
those.
nothing?
Nothing. But my favorite song's Dive, though.
Dive is a tremendous song. We
That's
played
my
that.
That's my favorite Nirvana song.
That's up there for me. Wanted to play this. I've been thinking about this for a couple of days. I've been really in this vibe, and it's one of my just absolute heroes because he shows that it's okay to be a highly functioning alcoholic. It's Dean Martin, one of my heroes, man. Remember Me, I'm the One Who Loves You. Pulled this one out. I think it's a Cameraman record, actually. But he's got a version of King of the Road on there. The little Dean Martin King of the Road. Man, it's great. I was in a Goodwill this week. I was telling Jay earlier. I'd not seen this record. It's Dean, quote unquote, Tex Martin. He's wearing a cowboy hat and he's doing like country western standards. But the record was trash. Looked like somebody wrote on it with a screwdriver, so I didn't pick it up. But I was like, damn it, I want that.
Yeah.
Because Dean Martin's just a fucking man.
He's a pretty cool guy.
And I'm a big fan. I've gotten into those his secret agent movies. Have you ever watched those? I can't think of the name of it. Oh, not Matt Foley.
Oh, no.
Oh, Matt something. Somebody will let
When
me
was
know.
this? The 50s?
60s.
60s?
But it's him as like a James Bond type character, but he's just drunk the whole time.
Hey, he could have played a James.
They're funny and like good action movies
He
too.
could have played James Bond, you know.
He's so cool, man.
Yeah.
Matt Helm. Matt Helm. There's 4 movies.
Recall that.
Antenna TV shows them from time to time.
Okay. I'll certainly keep that in mind.
Yeah. And so that record ended. We were running our mouth or something, and I was like, "Oh shit!" It ended. And I just ran over and grabbed
Let's
the dig of the
pick my
week
nose
from
on live national television.
last week. Was dig of the week. Power Station, 33 and the Third. This album sounds fantastic. This is a $1 record anywhere you go, any way you slice it. You see them all over the place. And this came in some stuff my mom got from the library, and it's just mixed just right. The stuff is just, man, it sounds great.
Very digital.
It's very digital. It's got its own thing going on, but damn it, does that sound good. And I enjoyed listening to that. I thought that was going to be kind of like a late night, like, oh man, look what we're listening to.
Yeah.
But it was good. I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, Robert Palmer, John Taylor, and Andy Taylor. They were from Duran Duran.
Duran Duran.
Right?
So this is like super group.
Tony Thompson.
I knew a Tony Thompson.
No, you didn't.
This is also a dig of the week from a couple weeks ago. Eddie Harris, This Is Why You're Overweight.
Yeah.
One of the greatest album titles ever.
Yeah.
A big picture of a chocolate-covered cherry on there. Listen, this is 76 on Atlantic, so it's got a couple of tracks that jams. It's got some slow jams, a little disco-y.
It's kind of 70s sounding.
Yeah, but there's a couple that are just really smoking on here, and I played one of them tonight. What's the first track called? First track, side 1.
It's All Right Now.
It's All Right Now. That was pretty jamming shit going on right there. And then it kind of got into a little stuff that we're like, all right, this isn't bad music, but we don't want to play this on a Friday night, because after all, you only get one goddamn Friday night a week.
That's right.
And that's when you got to keep it moving.
Speaking of Dean Martin.
Dynamite. These bleeds right here. Yeah. The outtake from this scene is amazing. Jay brought some metal records over.
Yeah,
and,
I forgot last week because it was our
Halloween show.
I forgot.
But it's funny because last week I don't know when I watched it. Last weekend I think I watched this thrash metal documentary on Netflix. No, Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. It talked about Metallica, talked about Anthrax, talked about Slayer, and one of the things that was a common thread from all those bands, like early on, they were like, "Oh, dude, we were all listening to Merciful Fate,
Sure.
and we were all in a Merciful Fate, blah blah blah," and that was a big deal. And so Jay brought some of that over.
Yeah, it's a great record.
And check out that documentary for sure.
King Diamond still scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, satanic as hell. What
Yeah,
year is
that's
this?
pretty
What
hot.
year did this come out?
84. And then this is
84.
a 97 repress
Okay.
from Germany.
Nice.
And this was just a random find in our local record store, and he just got it in.
I'm upping my game tonight,
Purchased
Jay. I'm
it.
moving from Pop Off to 360 vodka.
Got a new sponsor, huh?
No.
Do they sponsor you
I can't get into that.
for Alcoholics Anonymous? Because you have to have a sponsor to get it.
I want to work out this deal with this guy that runs this magazine called Modern Drunkard Magazine.
I've heard of that.
Man.
That's legit. I mean, you're being dead serious.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I figured who better to sponsor this program than Modern Drunkard?
Where do you get that magazine from?
You know where Eddie's Games is over on Maple? You ever been to Eddie's Games on Maple? Eddie's a good guy. He gives a lot of good trade-in credit.
They call him Honest Eddie.
Honest Eddie. You want good games on credit? Realize, man, we ain't playing no damn jazz records all night. Sometimes we're a little rock heavy. Sometimes we're a little jazz heavy. Sometimes we're a little funk heavy. Sometimes a little metal heavy. But I try to mix it up either way. And coming out of that, a little Thelonious Monk Crisscross, which is one of the only OG Monk albums I have.
Yeah.
This is just terrific shit.
It's a great record. Very bebopish.
If you know anything about Grown Man Record Night and the way we do shit, the back cover features Thelonious Monk. It's a black and white picture of an African American gentleman smoking a cigarette, which is always an indication that a jazz record is going to be good.
Yep.
Flip that bitch over. Look at that. That's how you know a jazz record is going to kick ass, regardless of the fact that you're like, yeah, of course, dumbass, it's Thelonious Monk. But yeah, if this guy's name was Horace Pretense, This is going to be a good record because it's an African-American gentleman smoking a cigarette, and it's in black and white on the record.
Yeah. And it was good.
It was good. I gotta do a shot, Jay. Pull out this record. I picked out not played any Zappa in a little while. This is something I added to the Zappa collection here a little recently. Made a little chunk for this one. It says there's a hole in my collection. Chunga's Revenge, which is 1970, I believe. And great Zappa effort here.
So is this right after the Mothers, I guess? If it was that
He may have still been doing Mothers. So. I don't know. Pickle shot. I'm trying a new pickle too tonight, folks. The Vlasic
Zappa.
Bold and Spicy Sweet Heat.
Zappa's got a huge VC following too, doesn't he?
Woo!
What do you think about that Zappa?
Tickle my dick trickle.
You like Zappa. You're a big Zappa guy.
I'm a big Zappa guy.
Yeah.
He's a weirdo, man. I like
Oh,
weirdos.
he's very strange. Very strange. Well, he was a weirdo.
He was. He smoked himself to death. That's all right.
Yeah, he did die of cancer.
Do whatever you want to do, man. Ain't none of my damn business.
Yeah.
So, man, this would be cool coming out of some Zappa with some little Planet Rock. Africa Band Bottom, the Soul Sonic Force.
Yeah.
Some of the seminal early hip hop, man. You can't not like that shit. That's just like real shit.
There's no year on here to...
It would have been, what is that? Planet Rock would have been,
1941. You don't have to look it up.
no, I got to now.
I was just curious.
Released 87 says.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
No, it's an 82 song.
That's crazy, dude.
82. So right in that early just vibe. Right after that, I was like, man, you know what? Got to hear a little something a little heavier, but not crazy. I pull this out pretty often on the show, and you guys know this shit, but I wanted to hear it because it's just such a great album. Tools Lateralis. And I listen to the side that we listen to all the time. It's got the crazy picture disc on here. You guys know this shit. I play this all the time. I can't just not play this. It's one of the greatest albums ever, in my opinion. And I have to play it.
You're talking about...
It's like shaving a haircut. And I have to do it. I have to finish
You're
it.
talking about, too, that, I didn't maybe realize by listening to this. This is very, like, stonerish sounding.
Sure. Very psychedelic.
Yeah.
It's like proggy psychedelic.
Yeah.
These guys, you know who Tool's favorite band was? Pretty much collectively.
King Crimson.
King Crimson. Jay. Oh, I hate everything they did ever.
That's a hate.
Oh,
everything.
no. You know, I'll put King Crimson and ABBA in like the same category.
Oh, no.
Said Jason.
Now, you might be onto something there. I don't know.
Oh, you think so?
Who said that? Jason?
You did. Pulled out Kraftwerk's Autobahn because it was released on November 1st,
1974.
74. So to make it
43 years old.
yeah, this week.
Yeah.
I saw somebody post that on the VC and decided to throw it up, and it's never really a bad time to bust out some Autobahn.
Probably my favorite record of theirs, or song at least.
Yeah, I mean
It's like a 20-minute, song.
it's up there. I mean, there's a few, but that's
I
definitely
like
up there.
Kraftwerk, man. I forget about them a lot.
Oh, they're great. Then I said, man, I want to lead this off. I mean, finish this off with something crazy. And Jay brought this shit. Tell us about it,
I don't know if
Jay.
it's really crazy.
It's not crazy. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy good.
It's death symbolic, which is symbolic of our childhood.
Let me tell you what. We had some comments and shit. People really like this record.
Yeah.
What we remember about this record, there used to be this thing. We probably talked about this on the show before. But there used to be this thing called 1-800-CD Now.
Yes.
Back in the mid-90s, right when I went to college, I remember. So internet was just kind of getting going kind of thing, but you could call up this number and be like, you could order music, I guess.
No, yeah, you order the CDs.
Yeah, you could order the CDs, but before you could do that, I mean, instead of just doing that, you could just sample the album. Yeah. So you could pull up, type in on your phone with a numeric thing, Alice in Chains, and it would say, Alice in Chains, Dirt, Facelift, Unplugged, or whatever, and you hit number 1 for Facelift, and it would play a song, and then you could hit a button and then order the album.
Yep.
So we're going through like heavy bands that we'd kind of heard other people talk about, and Death was one of them. And you go through that, and it was like, Death, symbolic. And we're like, oh, and we hit that, and it would go, and it was like, dun, dun, this is not a test of power. And we're like, whoa, that band. And so when I hear Death, especially this album, I totally think of 1-800-CD Now. You guys remember 1-800-CD Now? Leave us a comment. If you remember that shit, leave us a fucking comment.
Music Now? Was that 1-800 Music Now?
1-800 Music Now?
Was that it?
Maybe it was.
Okay.
Possibly. 1-800 Music Now. I thought it was CD Now. Maybe it's Music Now.
Well, CD Now wouldn't have enough letters or enough numbers.
You don't have enough numbers, Jay.
So I'm just stating that.
You don't have enough numbers for anything.
Stating the obvious.
That's all. Hell, that's all we played.
Sepultura. So let's start listening to Sepultura off that thing too.
Off that same thing?
Yeah. Oh, like KSAD has been re-released.
Biotech.
I think it's fairly expensive though.
It's Godzilla.
Yeah, that's the song they played on there. Yeah. Death, symbolic.
Okay. Well, the
Billy Joel, Piano Man.
No, nobody.
Symbolic.
All that tells me is it's time to get into a dig of the week here.
Uh-oh.
It's time. Tell you what, folks, I've been really hitting the Goodwills hard this week, and got a lot of cool stuff. I scored a lot of some video games. You guys know I collect the retro games. I got some great PS1 games this week. Mm-hmm. Great titles, like Resident Evil Director's Cut. Some good stuff.
Very cool.
Scored some CDs, some VHS tapes. Oh, I meant to bring the VHS in. If you guys remember last week, Steve Fever brought in that Goblin album, and I said the one that I'd passed on for so long was Suspiria, the soundtrack to Suspiria. And he was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And this week, I found Suspiria. It's in the other room. I probably should write it in there. A VHS copy of Suspiria I bought at the most rural Goodwill you could possibly imagine. I'm going through all these, and I just kind of, with VHS, I go, I don't spend time like I do with records or CDs. I just give it the old zubba. And I zubba down. I'm like, Suspiria. Wait a minute. And I pulled it out. I'm like, son of a bitch. This is the record that Goblin does. Are you kidding me? We just talked about this. We just talked about it.
Crazy.
So I found that. I found some Kung Fu movies on VHS. A couple of CDs. Now, I mentioned this earlier. The band I was talking about, folks, Big Star. Okay? I know. VC loves Big Star. I watched the documentary. I thought it was great. They showed Winston-Salem a couple of times in there.
What they showed?
Just some scenery.
Rittenhouse Square.
Solid Creek Parkway. It was cool. And I respect the band, and I've listened to them before, and I think Steve's got some records, and I've listened to them. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. And I was in a Goodwill. They had Big Star's Biggest on CD. So it's like a best of that came out. And let's see if I can't see a damn date down here or nothing. But I was like, cool. I bet that's pretty good. 1987, I think.
Okay.
Like, sweet. I picked it up. It's got some songs on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm underwhelmed. Talk me into it.
Uh-oh. You're going to be controversial.
I don't know. I don't know about it.
Hot debate. I don't know.
I mean,
I'll be honest with you. I've never listened to them
and it was
for 1 second because not by choice. I just haven't.
And it was one of those that pisses me off because a lot of times, a lot of Goodwills you go to, CDs are 99 cents. This is one of the ones where CDs are $1.50.
Oh, so you spent $1.50.
I spent $1.50 on it. So that's another little jab.
Jab.
That's a jab. But in the converse of that, possibly just a couple of days later, I was in a Goodwill. Another, you could imagine one of the most rural Goodwills you could possibly imagine.
Where was that?
Lexington. And I found a CD from a band that I'm familiar with, but I never really listened to. It's Tortoise. Tortoise is a Chicago band, early 90s.
Okay.
I don't know if they're still doing stuff. This is actually some kind of weird, everything's in French on the back. It's like a Canadian import kind of thing. This is Tortoise.
American band, though.
Yeah, they're from Chicago. This is TNT. These are like, it's like a post-rock kind of band. Instrumental stuff. Groovy, spacey, incredible music.
MTV?
No.
Okay.
No. Incredible stuff. We put this on in the news vehicle I was in, and me and the reporter were both like, wow, this is good music. And it was just like groovy and chill and instrumental, and never really listened to it before, but I'm sure you guys are like, yeah, Tortoise, of course, dumbass. But never
You just broke it.
I broke it.
CD is cracked in half.
Never really listened to it before. Listened to the whole CD that day, and it's incredible. So this, on the converse, is $1.50 that I spent. That was well spent.
So it all evened out.
So it sort of evened out.
So will you keep that in CD form, or will you download that to your computer and then to your phone and you go that route? What will you do?
I'll rip it and then put it on my phone if it's something I want to rotate into my phone stuff, and then kind of keep the CD over here on the shelf.
I've become very anal. I upgraded phones about 3 months ago.
With some beads? You got some beads? Is that the route you're at to go to get anal? When you get anal, do you get beads or like bananas?
So
Zucchini?
I upgraded to the most memory the iPhone had for that model. It wasn't the new one. It was like the 7.
iPhone X. Jay stood in line for an iPhone X.
And so now I can put like all my music, well, almost all my music on there. So it's kind of nice. So I've become a little bit anal about it.
Yeah.
Getting organized and all that stuff. Like, I like the titles to be correct and proper capitalization.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm one of those guys.
Yep. There's no punctuation on this album. I'm not listening to it.
And I want the year correct and the genre correct. And I'm pretty anal about that stuff.
With beads.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about collecting. I don't mean to go on and on, but you're talking about vintage video games.
Yeah.
I heard on the news this week. I didn't watch it. I heard the radio was on, and they talked about the government released they found in Osama bin Laden's house.
Yeah.
And his possessions, and they're just some of the odd stuff. Final Fantasy IV, who's a big player of.
Oh, really?
And Cars, the movie, and Ants, the movie, he was a big fan of.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So Osama bin Laden played Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That just changes my entire life right there.
Like, what if he played online or something?
No. That's early. Final Fantasy. That's early.
Oh, okay. Final Fantasy, that was his game.
That's early. Whoa.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That is crazy.
Well, I mean, what if he gamed online though, like right before he died, and like was just out there playing?
And he would get mad at you and yell at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what if in the middle of all?
Tell me what happens.
Blood from inside of my body comes outside from an opening between my legs. You have a question, Jill?
Yes, I want to know if Susie has periods.
Susie?
Yes, Mom?
Jill wants to know something. What do you want, Jill?
Susie, do you have periods?
Do I have periods? Jill, all women have periods about every 4 weeks for 3 or 4 days. When I'm on my period, blood from inside of my body comes outside from an opening between my legs.
Well, Susie, what about my teacher? Does Miss Jones have periods?
Yes, Jill, your teacher, Mrs. Jones, does have periods. All women have periods.
So, I mean, in the long run, it was probably the best decision.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. So, in the last little while, you picked up, what is it that you picked up that plays 8 tracks?
Oh, I picked up a couple.
No. But what did you pick up that plays them? The piece of equipment.
Player.
A standalone 8-track?
I bought, yeah, they're actually, when you start looking for things like that, they don't become as easy to find.
Yeah.
And so I went on eBay, and I got, you can get them pretty cheap on there still. I got a standalone Sony. It's about like that.
Oh, so it's just an 8-track player.
But it's got the stereo dials on it for volume, 2 separate volume knobs.
Wow.
It's a nice 8-track player. And,
So I know over the time you've collected a few.
and it's got a headphone jack, so you can plug. It's got a built-in amp in it, so you can
cool.
plug straight into that,
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
or you can run it through your stereo, which I
Yeah.
run on my stereo.
So you've picked up a few here and there.
8 tracks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
And
quite a few. Yeah.
You got quite a few.
Yeah, I've got it.
You got enough that I made it.
75 right now. Probably.
I decided that we're gonna make it a segment here on the show.
Okay.
I threatened this for a while, but now we're talking about doing a section 8-track section of the show. And in honor of starting this segment on the show, I figured there's no better way to kick this off, to christen this segment, and then to add a few 8-tracks to this collection. So I found a few this week.
I've never had Old English one day in my life, by the way.
Old English. Sure
you
you have.
just showed on there?
Yeah.
I've never had it one day in my life.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, Section 8. See? It's urban. You understand?
Yeah, but I've never had Old English one day in my life.
great.
Though.
You should drink it all the time. Well, next week,
I
that's what
liked
we'll
King
do.
Cobra when I was a kid.
Next week, we're doing OE.
Okay.
We'll drink OE
I'll
next
try
week.
it, sure.
40 show. We need to do a 40 show for your birthday. That's what I did for my birthday. I
There we
drank
go,
40s.
There we go.
40s.
Next week. I won't be here. I've been.
No,
I've
no.
been in the mountains.
Come on back. Come on back, everybody. Come on back. I can't hear you. I literally can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Louder.
So I found Jay some 8-tracks
All
for
right.
the Section 8-track.
All right. Happy birthday to me.
This is a Beach Boys MIU album.
I'm going to
What
guess
is that?
I don't know. I'm going to guess
MIU? I don't know that album.
And it's an official release. I mean, it's a reprise. I'm going to say this is probably older. Like
Yeah.
more recent. I meant more recent. Beach Boys, like last
Edgar
year's
Winter
release.
Group, they only come out at night.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
This is the one that's got Frankenstein on it. You guys know that. And I thought some of these are cool because they're like kind of multicolored. You don't always get the same. So we got a nice red Edgar Winter 8-track going on.
Bitchin', man.
How about Yes, Close to the Edge on orange, little orange 8-track there. That's pretty cool. These are all like 50 cents a piece and shit. And when I told Jay, I was like, holy shit, dude, you need this one. It's Grand Funk Phoenix.
Yes, sir.
I got that on vinyl, and that is a kick-ass record.
Yes, sir.
Grand Funk brings the shit.
They bring the Grand Funk.
It's funny, man. Sometimes I'll put in like some like stoner rock radio stations and shit on not Pandora, Spotify.
Yeah.
And Grand Funk comes up a lot of times. If you listen to that Mountain Grand Funk,
Yeah, they're in that mountain category for sure.
that kind of blends into that stoner rock stuff, man. And there's some of those tracks I'm just like, damn. Made me want to go back. I know I got some Grand Funk, and I'm like, damn. Why am I not listening to this shit all the time?
Matt Pike gets his like take the shirt off. I think from
The Grand Funk guys?
yeah.
Matt Pike never wears a shirt. I don't think I've ever seen him with a shirt.
Yeah. But you don't mind that though.
No, I don't mind it at all. He can non-shirt
Mark
his.
Farner. That's the guy from Grand Funk's name.
He what?
Mark Farner. That's his
Mark,
name.
you made that up.
No, that's his
You
name.
making shit up, Jay?
Grand Funk though, man. The
I'm
pride
stealing because of that. I'm going to steal a pickle from
the
you.
pride of not Battle Creek, Michigan. Flint, Michigan. I'll tell you my Grand Funk story. When we were in high school. Well, huh?
I got nothing.
Well, let me tell you a story though.
Yeah,
When we
sure.
were in high school, there was this show that came on that was pretty popular called Behind the Music.
Yeah.
And dude, we're vaping. You know, clouded up. Ooh. The Behind the Music show and the Grand Funk Railroad was one of the things. And I'd never listened to them before, but my cousin who took us to the hockey games, you know, she's now she's in her like late 50s. So that was her band back in the 70s.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, that was like her Beatles or whatever. And she always told me about them. I never heard them, and I liked them after I saw it behind the music. And
they're good, man.
So,
Grand
yeah.
Funk is one. It sounds kind of like, I don't know. It's a band that I would probably be quick to dismiss, and I'm probably in the past have been quick to dismiss, and then listen to it now. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? These guys really really, they rock it out, bro.
what the Grand Funk is wrong with you? Cloud it up, bro.
I'm gonna outcloud you, bro.
Cloud too much, choke. I'm not a smoker.
Smokers are jokers, man. What else you
I
got?
have the
Dig
lung
of the week.
capacity for
We're
it.
going dig of the week.
You want to go first? How many do you have? 4, 5?
I don't know. What you got?
You're talking 8 tracks. You know, a couple weeks ago, I went to one of your favorite stops in the Crescent City. What is that?
Cats are going nuts.
And I found a couple of 8 tracks,
Nice.
and I thought
Oh.
Bax only bought one record,
Oh, that's right.
and I was like, well, again, it was like $2 or $3, and I was like, we got 8 tracks in the back, and he pulled this big old box out. But this is kind of special too. Well, this is a Hendrix Crash Landing, by the way.
Yeah.
Did we ever figure out what that was?
Yeah, maybe.
But this is Kiss.
Did you talk about this last week?
No, we're
No.
going to, and it didn't get talked about.
Oh.
This is Kiss, though, first record, but it's pre-Kissing time. So
Okay.
and this is the very first 8-track that was pressed for Kiss.
Wow.
So that's cool. I got 3. I'll do them. I can go through them real fast, or you can do some.
I mean, mine are not. I mean, nothing big.
Yeah, mine are.
Some stuff. All my stuff is stuff I found. This is all bargain basement stuff that bargain.
Minus 2.
This is all bargain bucket.
Yeah.
We need to put your head on
What
this.
is it? $2? Is that the cutoff price?
The cutoff price is $2 for bargain bucket.
Mine qualifies in.
And everything I got was from Goodwill. That was mine was $1 or less. Where's my bargain bucket? You see it?
I can't see.
Sure you
I don't
can.
have good eyes.
We'll go and do one so I can find my graphic.
Yeah.
At least do one.
These all came from the same bargain bucket place. I don't have any Skinnerd, and so I found
You have no
one.
Skinnerd?
No, not till now. And this is one more from the road. I don't know my Skinnerd discology like I should probably, because I like Skinnerd. I've seen them.
Oh, there it is.
But I'm assuming this is a live recording. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't familiar with this one. So anyway, I was really, happy to pick this up. MCA Records, 1976.
Yeah.
And my first one though, and the vinyl's in very good shape. So that was
Nice.
cool. I was really stoked to pick that up. All right.
Actually, the first thing I ran into this week was this. It's something in a profile jacket at a record store that had nothing but Christmas records, religious records, blah blah blah. And I picked up this shit from this TSOB, which is the Sound of Brooklyn, and it's like this kind of funk R&B, pre-hip hoppy. I don't know. It's 82. Sound of Brooklyn, I think, is the name of the record label.
Okay.
And I had a hard time figuring out who the hell these guys were.
The Sound of
But
Brooklyn.
this shit here, the structure stuff, this stuff is great. And it's just in a profile, and it's actually worth quite a bit of money.
Okay. This from Goodwill?
Yeah, Goodwill. It was $1, kind of a blind, quick sample it on YouTube.
Right on.
Sound of Brooklyn, man. Check those guys, that label out.
For shiz.
For shiz. Also picked up that same day at another Goodwill, Lisa and the Cult Jam.
Very cool.
You don't like it? You can fuck right on
I
off.
think those 80s records are always good to look out for.
That's so fun, man. They're fun records. 87 CBS. It's got, the big head to toe. That's the big one on
That's
this
the
guy.
big one. That was their big one.
Oh my God, man. I mean, I don't know. We'll probably play that. I'm so effed up right now. We'll probably play that here directly,
We might.
because it's got that vibe. I love shit like that. Do one more, Jay. Do one more.
Okay. Coming from the same place. I'm a big Hall & Oates fan. I've got most everything they've done except for a couple. And this was one I didn't have. Beauty on the Back Street.
I don't have that one.
I didn't know much about it. It was their third record, I believe. And the description, I haven't listened to it yet, but the description.
There hits on there?
No. But the description said this was kind of their transition, because early on they were very soul type stuff, and this was kind of their transition into rock mainstreamish. So yeah, this will probably get put on the turntable this weekend. 1977. So
there you go, 40th birthday.
That's right. So yeah, that was cool.
You know, I was in another Goodwill yesterday, actually, and saw this dude. You guys ever heard of Larry Don?
Absolutely.
Probably not. It's a guy wearing an Elvis suit. It's called Lightning Strikes Again.
It's
awesome.
Hilarious.
Show that off before we even talk about it. It's hilarious. And I was like, I got to at least look this up, because this has got to have a story to it or whatever. But AJ, pull that record out of there. Actually, Larry Don was not in this. It's like a super minty copy of Some Girls from Rolling Stones, which I have, but this may be a upgrade for me. I may upgrade this, put it in my label, and then, I don't know.
Yeah.
You've got Some Girls. I think Steve has Some Girls.
Yeah.
So I may be sending out a copy of Some Girls.
Everybody probably has Some Girls.
Everybody probably has it, but for $1, I wasn't going to leave that shit in there.
No, for real.
That same spot, I found this thing. You guys are probably familiar with Switchstone Bach. That whole thing. You see the Switchstone Bach stuff where it's like Bach played on synthesizer. Mm-hmm. To me, it's not. It's an important record, but it's not the most orally stimulating record. And this is kind of in that vein.
Did you say orally stimulating?
Orally. Oh. Trans Electronic Music Productions Incorporated presents Walter Carlos and the Well-Tempered Synthesizer, more virtuoso electronic performances of Bach, Monteverdi, Scarlatti, and Handel.
Okay.
So I pulled it up, and I'm like, oh, this sounds like Switch on Bach. This is like 68, 69,
right on.
69. And it's a Columbia Masterworks thing.
Oh, yeah, the old gray label.
Gray label, 2i Columbia. Look at that condition.
Yep.
Incredible. And when I pulled this up, holy shit. It sounds like krautrock.
Okay.
It sounds like Kraftwerk. This one Bach track that I pulled up, it sounds like frickin' Kraftwerk. And I'm like, oh my God, for $1?
Is this American?
We're going to be giving this a shot. So we'll take a listen to this and see what the hell is going on with it.
Okay.
What you got left, Jay?
I got one.
You got one?
Yep.
Super big one?
No.
Okay.
I took a chance on this.
Oh, that's
jazz record.
That's
it's
good.
Buck Clayton and Buddy Tate, Kansas City Nights. I pulled this up on the iTunes when I was kind of looking at it, and it was straight up just typical bebop sounding, and so went for it. And oh man, sorry.
What?
I screwed this up. This
Did
is a
you?
$3 record.
Oh.
Yeah.
Over the line. Take a lap.
I apologize.
I tell you what, I'll do the lap
We'll do it together, just to show we're a team.
Well, we'll tell you.
But this is Prestige label.
Yeah, sure.
And it's like pristine shape. Looks like it's never been played.
It's in prestige shape.
Prestige shape.
I'm losing my voice.
So this will probably get put on the turntable this weekend.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Put this on while watching football tomorrow, man.
Football and jazz goes good together. Not like basketball and jazz. That's perfect.
I love listening to music while sports is on.
I do. Announcers are terrible. I always mute sports and play music. Yeah. You guys do that? Leave me a comment.
Started doing it till recently. Like the page. Like and comment.
Our buddy Dave has come up with this switch, and a cameraman actually has one. It's an actual toggle switch.
Okay.
With a if you have like a Dolby Digital or Dolby 5.1 receiver,
Yeah.
he has a toggle switch he has built on the side of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're doing this, you know, you got the announcers like front and center. Then you got like the stadium to the front, sides, and the back.
Mm-hmm.
The toggle switch kills the announcers.
Mm.
So when you watch golf, it's just like this.
You just hear the serenity around there. Yeah. Yeah.
When you listen to NASCAR,
That's just taking the center channel out. Right?
when you listen to football, set, green 18, green 18.
That's pretty cool.
You know, and yeah,
It's a good way to do it.
little toggle switch. It just kills it.
It's a good way to do it.
Anyway, the one big record, I don't want to say big record, this week I was in another Goodwill, and it was, dude, I'm telling you what, 2 bins, Christmas records, religious records, non-freaking stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yabba-da-dabba-da-yabba-da-da. I mean, just one right after the other.
Mm-hmm,
And then almost to the very end of the second stack. So I'm almost done with everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I found a Tony Rice record.
Good.
Dude, if you guys don't know Tony Rice,
You didn't watch much Notre Dame football in the 80s if you don't know Tony Rice.
oh my God. Tony Rice is probably one of the best guitar pickers in the history of everything. And this is a record he did.
Yeah, right over there. Are you losing your voice?
Yeah, my voice is going away. This says Sam Bush on mandolin. Winston-Salem. Larry Rice is on this. J.D. Crowe, Kate Wolf. Bella Fleck is on this, playing some banjo.
This 80-ish?
What's the year on that? Let's see.
I don't know.
It's an album by Tony Rice released in 1983, originally intended as a follow-up to the critically acclaimed 79 album Manzantia, which doesn't include 5-string banjo. Rice decided to add it in this album for some of the tracks. Let me tell you what, man. This is worth some money.
Is it really?
Yeah, I looked it up. It's pretty damn pricey. If you pull it out, it's in pretty damn good shape as well. So
You got a good eye for that. Oh, it's in really good shape.
Yeah.
Like brand new.
In terms of like bluegrass that, from the late 70s to like kind of modern grass into the Americana, if you don't know Tony Rice, I'm telling you, man, he picks a guitar, a nice Martin, unlike anybody you've maybe ever heard.
Is he still alive?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Where's he from? You know?
where's Tony Rice from?
Is he a Carolina guy or Southern guy or?
I think he's from Danville, Virginia.
It's very close by then.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's
This is more
actually
of a regional record then, probably.
a little more regional than a lot of the stuff we do, but
You wouldn't find this out in California.
but if you know Tony Rice, like I bet you Zeke the Geek knows Tony Rice out of our viewers. I bet some of our other viewers are not familiar with Tony Rice.
Well, like
if you're not into that scene,
If you're not, couldn't go to California and find it probably in a record
you
store.
could, but I bet it would be $30. I bet here in North Carolina, you'll find a Tony Rice record from time to time for $1,
Oh, wow.
like I just did.
So get them.
So get them. If you run into Tony Rice, get them and don't be an asshole is basically what I'm saying. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break and come back with a quick so to speak and chip chat because I'm completely losing my voice.
This is like happening right in front of us.
Yeah, I'm totally losing it.
Are you sick or are you just...
No, it's just
You're just talking too much.
talking too much. So anyway, we'll be back in a few minutes for a so to speak chip chat here on Grown Man Record. I appreciate you.
Grown Man Record ought to be back in a minute. Stick around.
Hi, time for timer, and time to make a week's supply of healthy after-school snacks. Now some weekend when it's raining and your mother is complaining because you're hanging around just twiddling your thumbs. Tell your mom that you've been itching to make something in the kitchen, and oh yes, the mess will be a minimum. But the thing that's going to please her is you make it in the freezer, and nothing could be easier to fix. Now just watch as I go through it. Really, all you need to do it is some kind of juice and just a few toothpicks. Okay, now take an empty ice tray and fill it up with orange juice or lemonade or pomegranate juice or whatever turns you on. Then cover the tray with plastic wrap, carefully poke the toothpicks through the plastic, put it in the freezer, and in a few hours, presto, stacks of snacks. Don't wait until it rains before you try this nifty trick. You'll have a fun time making sunshine on a stick.
I just discovered something great. It's Rely, a new tampon from Procter & Gamble. It's really different and better. Rely is a major improvement in tampons, so it's a major improvement in feminine protection. But don't take my word for it. Find out for yourself what makes Rely so new and different. Read the ads in your favorite magazines this month. They'll tell you all about Rely. It's really a better tampon. Remember, they named it Rely.
On the next Matlock, one woman's frightening past drove her to an institution. Now she's leaving the sanitarium.
Is anybody there?
To seek asylum with her family.
Well, that's good.
They want to rob her of her dollars.
Money is not an issue here.
And her senses. Now she's accused of murder.
I don't think she killed me.
It's Bedlam on the next Matlock.
Thursday afternoon at 4 on your hometown station.
Hi, time for timer. And time to make a week's supply of healthy after-school snacks.
Say howdy to fresh food at Roy Rogers.
Say howdy to our burgers and thick and juicy sides. Howdy to our roast beef, it's sliced before your eyes.
Say howdy to our chicken and howdy to our slaw. Say howdy to a double R, it's not against the law.
At Roy Rogers, you never see frozen hamburgers, tired old chicken, or dry roast beef. We make it fresh, and that makes it delicious.
Say howdy to fresh food at Roy Rogers.
All right, thanks for staying with us here on Grown Man Record Night. I apologize, I'm losing my voice in this whole process, but this is so we're gonna do this kind of quick. It's historical.
You're losing your voice. It's like the Titanic going down in the middle of the show.
Now, last week, so to speak, what I wanted to do, Steve brought a soda over, so I didn't want to just disregard Steve's soda, but I had this idea. Jay had brought, for so to speak, a few weeks ago, a Fanta pineapple soda, which we may or may not have done. I don't know. I don't have any record of our sodas. But the Fanta pineapple, which is a good soda. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But we held on to it until I'm just popping it right now.
Well, this was a spur of the moment, just in a store.
Yeah.
You asked if I would buy one. I just bought the first thing I saw.
And so I thought about, since we're doing the Halloween show last week, what can I do with this? And
that looks a lot like Mountain Dew.
You know what? It's like I can take this pineapple soda and mix it with this Brisk juice drink, which is like a fruit punch made by Brisk that does the tea.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to sprinkle it in together, and I'll call it a flesh wound. You know, the white, yellow with a little red. I was going to do it with grenadine maybe. So we're going to try a Fanta pineapple with some fruit punch in it.
Just a little splash of fruit punch, or what are you doing there? Whoa, that's a pretty cool transition right there.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I like that.
I don't know how this could possibly be bad. So we're talking Fanta and we're talking Brisk juice drink.
That's a fruit punch?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think it's carbonated. I don't know what's happening to me. It could be AIDS. I don't know. Look, we got yellow and red. I'm trying to shake it up without sticking my pinky finger in here and shaking it.
It's all right. I think it's good to drink.
So try that. I didn't drink on that side. Oh, that's cool.
And I'm going to, in honor of...
No. You'll spill it. Wow, that's good, man.
That's pretty good.
Pineapple and fruit punch.
A little more pineapple, I think there. But it's a good mix. Like it's not too heavy on one end.
No,
that's good.
That's tremendous.
You're onto something there.
I'm gonna be a millionaire.
I think it's a little more pineapple though. I think.
No, there's definitely more pineapple that I've mixed in there.
But the pineapple hits me first before the fruit punch.
But then the fruit punch, does the old little like at the back end as you're swallowing the whole shebang. Little fruit punch.
I love fruit punch.
Me too. Remember a little flavor-rich fruit punch you drink in elementary school in the carton? It was like
Capri Sun fruit punch.
It was so fruit punchy and sugary that it was like sandy almost.
Yeah, like the bottom of cereal when you put sugar in it.
Yeah,
that's still the best part. Just don't sleep for a couple days. So.
All I had was some Rice Krispies today. It's like and like the sand of sugar and the
Oh god, that's funny.
All right, that's good, man. I mean, for a homemade,
you're onto something there.
Hey, while I pull out the chip chat graphic, let's hold these two. I don't think we mix these two together, folks. This is a good deal. Neither one of these are boutique or anything like that.
These are straight out of your everyday grocery store.
Groceteria. Fanta pineapple.
I think Fanta was 79 cents, so they're pretty cheap too.
Yeah,
so.
Mix those two together. They make a great punch. Your kids are having a little party.
Be a great. That's probably. Now that you said that, that's kind of what you get the feeling of when you drink it.
Like a punch.
Yeah, like something you go like a wedding, at a trailer park.
You know, for sure.
Like that, you know?
You add some of this into this vodka. That would be tremendous.
Let's take it another step.
That would be tremendous. But also, if your kid was having a birthday party, you could mix those two together and be like, oh, this punch I came up with. And it's tremendous. And it's 2 liters, for crying out loud. It would serve 85 people. Easy. 85 people could drink
2 liters of two?
Yep, 85 people. 2 liters for 85 people.
I mean, these aren't Ethiopians we're talking about. These are...
I don't endorse anything Jay just said. All right, let's do a chip chat real quick. Now, this is a chip chat. Somebody had some clearance shit on last week at a Food Lion groceteria that is local to me. You guys probably know the TGI Fridays brand. And restaurants, there's restaurants around. And so they do. They have
the flair there, don't they?
The what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have the flair.
They do things like this and the like mozzarella sticks and potato skins. You can buy those in the theater.
The frozen ones too.
Yeah, the frozen. I said theater. Grocery store.
Yeah.
But what these are party bites. They say. Okay. Buffalo Ranch flavored. These are baked. It's a premium puffed corn snack. Let me see if I can get a little bit more info on the back of the packaging here before we get into these. TGI Fridays Buffalo Ranch flavored Party Bites delivers zesty buffalo and cool ranch flavor in a light, crunchy snack, Jay.
Okay.
Leave the mess behind. Grab these and go party. So get some cocaine and get into it, is what they're saying. Yeah, that's how I read it.
Yeah, dude.
Fridays, one of the most American casual dining restaurants, offers a unique dining experience that has become a favorite pastime of millions worldwide. Bullshit. Fridays opened its first restaurant in 1965, and today its legacy of fun and fantastic food continues. So let's give these guys a go.
You know, I brought this up to you earlier. They look like tater tots, by the way.
You think they're going to be like cheese balls?
Probably.
Like a cheese ball.
Well, buffalo,
or a puff. Like a cheese puff.
But we were telling you.
Yep.
You know, TGI Fridays chips, they've been around, 5-7 years?
The potato skins, kind of?
They've been around a while, and they used to be like $5 a bag, and now you can get them at the dollar store.
These are like cheese puffs. Like they cut them up, though.
Yeah.
Seriously. They cut them up into little bitty things. Hold those guys up.
Bite-sized cheese bits, basically.
Yeah, hold them up.
Or cheese...
Actually, hold a couple of the bits up if you would.
Cheetos, I guess, you know?
Yeah, like a puff. It's like the puffs cut in thirds or fourths.
Real tiny.
Yeah, they're not good or bad. They're just small.
Very corn tasting.
They're corn tasting.
So I've been told.
They're good. It's hard to get a hold of the flavor.
I don't really get buffalo too much, yeah.
I get it, but it takes a lot to get the buffalo. That's what I mean. It's hard to grab a hold of the because they're so damn small. It's hard to really grab a hold of the flavor, you know.
They're not bad. I wouldn't kick them out of bed or anything. No.
A little zip.
Yeah.
A little zing.
It's got a little more flavor though.
Nothing crazy. But I don't know that
almost cheese almost. I mean, like a spicy cheese, not spicy, but.
I don't know. They're pretty good, but I think they've kind of limited themselves by making the snacks so incredibly small.
Yeah.
I think that actually affects the flavor of the chip. The size of the chip affects the flavor of the chip. I think a regular cheese puff with the same exact flavor on it would be a better chip. I think because these are so small, it's taken away that putting the whole thing in your mouth and kind of dissolving it.
Right.
These are so small that's not working. I don't know. They're not bad, but I'm just saying I think it's a mistake to make these so small. I also am saying that I'm losing my voice.
They're distributed by a company in Arizona.
Boo! I don't know. I'm booing Arizona.
Adventure Foods.
All right. Thanks everybody for joining us for Grown Man Record Night. It's been a fun time tonight. We played some great records. Had a good time. Ate some good snacks. Played some good songs for you folks.
I don't think this bag would fill you up if you ate it.
No, probably not.
Anyway.
But we appreciate it. And you guys be sure to keep up with us on our Facebook page. From time to time, I'll post some stuff. There's an Instagram. I don't have a graphic for that.
Like us.
You like us on Facebook, and also follow us on the YouTube so we can keep up with the new shows we post. And look us up on Instagram, man. I'll post the shit I find during the week. If you want a little free preview, I post shit that I find during the week, pretty much as I'm doing it. So if you really want to know what the fuck is going on with me and my life, and how big my prostate is.
Why don't you give them your phone number if you want to give them a free preview?
Well, yeah, and that's why I was leading into the prostate. I mean, how big my
336-879-2244.
No.
Call them right now, folks.
No. Thanks for joining Grown Man Record Night. We'll see you next time. I care about you and your family.
Good night.
Good night.
Sleep tight.
If you got any really hot ants, I'm not really opposed to it.